My lovers, welcome to my channel and welcome to a psychic drawing reading. So I'm just going to be guided intuitively as to what should be drawn in each of these boxes. So I've drawn, I hope you can see it, 8 boxes. Usually it's about 6 boxes, but today they've told me it's 8. I don't know what the message is about. I got flashes of some of the images previously. I don't know in what order they have to go in, but I just allow myself to be guided. And you can do this for yourself as well. If you find yourself in any kind of a sticky situation where you feel stuck or you feel like you don't know how to make your dreams come true. I don't know why I'm saying that. You don't know how to make your dreams come true. You just get blank piece of paper, draw some boxes, and intuitively allow the images to flow, and then you can interpret, which is what we're going to do today. So we're going to draw them boxes, we're going to interpret. In the extended, I'm going to pull 3 cards in each box. Okay, so we can do that, but I'm going to give you the full interpretation of this in the public reading. The extended will be just for clarification, and we can get a message from Janice as well. All right, so let us get into this. Should I ask what this is all about? I feel because 8 boxes, it might be having to do with the 8th portal. But let's see. I don't usually ask beforehand. I think it's about love because I saw one of the images already, and it's the first image. And the first image is going to be a heart. I don't know if it's thorns or vines around it. I can't make it out clearly just yet. I have to wait till it comes. Okay, so it's a homecoming. Okay, and look, there are 2 people here in this homecoming. 2 people going home together, moving towards the light together. And you know that we often associate moving towards the light with death. And maybe it is a death because death is all about transformation, transforming a whole situation, transforming yourself. And it looks like this is what has happened because you found, and maybe your person has also found their self-esteem, self-value. Okay, it looks like both of you guys had one core wound, and that was feeling unwanted, feeling worthless. Okay, feeling less than, inferior. And this is something that you guys have actively worked on, and you've really done some healing around, and this is what is pushing this homecoming. Why am I saying homecoming, but it's really the same energy I'm feeling. I'm feeling that death, surrender, resurrection, transformation energy. Okay, I thought that was a card, sorry. It was just the bottom of the deck. And we have the ego's doom, and the ego's doom is about the death of the ego, transformation, right? So this is what it's all about. It's all about transformation. All right, let's see how that makes sense with the image that already came through. But they're saying this is the first image. Okay, so it is a heart, guys. You know I can't draw anything like that, but you know I don't seem to be doing too bad when I do these psychic drawings, to be honest. Okay, so let me just color this heart in. Heart is kind of uneven, so maybe one of you guys may have been overgiving in this situation. Let's see. Now the part that is larger, for some of you guys, let me write in these things. There's a heart issue that you guys need to check out. So a heart issue is coming through here. Maybe an enlarged atrium or something like that. So that's coming through. But also this side, you know how I see the twin ring? I always see DM on this side and DF on this side. And this side is larger than the DF side. So I feel like your person, maybe you are an overgiver, but your person is a constant people pleaser. Whoever your person is. I'm just going to write the words that are coming through. So we have a people pleaser here. And we have an overgiver. And why do people overgive and people please? because they want validation. But you know, a lot of people say it's that fawn response, which is a survival instinct. This is how they grew up, knowing how to survive, knowing how to blend into the background and get their needs met. So we have an overgiver here as well. But this is not complete because there is some vines. All right, guys, you're gonna pretend it's vines. There's some vines wrapped around this heart, and these vines, guys, oh, it looks like an 8. These vines, it is an 8. These vines have big thorns, so pretend these are big ass thorns. Okay, so let's see, where's my pencil? All right, so we have big heart and we have thorns, and it's around the whole heart. So that's you and your person. We have a figure 8 in the middle there. What's going to be the other image? Okay, they're saying pick up the blue one. Okay, what is it? Oh Lord, I don't think I'm doing a perfect job. Not doing, I don't know, looking like a hat, right? Looking like a hat. But there's, oh, it's a sword or a sharp knife. Yes, I know it doesn't look like that, but this is what it is. Ooh, it's also a sailboat. Okay, so let's see. So we have a sword. We got a knife. Good Lord, what is going on with me today? We have a sailboat. A sailboat here. And almost like a kind of shadow of the sailboat in the water, like a shadow. Okay. All right, what is the next image? So this one is going to be black and yellow. There's brown. So we're gonna have a person. Oh, it's almost like playing hangman. Okay, but not quite. Okay, and they have like an auric field, but the auric field is yellow. And you know, I always associate, well, obviously with solar plexus chakra, but it's also a trigger center, so it could be somebody who's very triggered. But there's this little thing like a hangman there. So let's put that. We have hangman. We have solar plexus. They said it's not complete though. I have to use a black. Solar plexus chakra. We have someone that is triggered right now. And there's this that's going on this side of this person's aura, whilst this side is kind of clear. See, this side is like this, and this side is clear. And they're saying that sometimes the whole edge of the aura is like this, and then sometimes the whole edge of the aura is nice and smooth like this. So it feels like this person has a lot of shifting moods and feelings. I'm kind of like conflicted. I don't want to use the word bipolar because that's like making light of persons who actually are living with that disorder. But this looks familiar. You know what this looks like? This looks like, guys, give me, oh good Lord, I didn't just now, let me just get this book. It's a book that I absolutely love called Hands of Light. I mean, this is incredible. But there is, in this book, she she has illustrations of different auras that she has seen, and then she gives the interpretation. Just give me a moment to find it. I know it's somewhere here. Or maybe not. Guys, let me pause. I wouldn't want to waste your time. 1 second. Hey guys, I'm glad that I paused it because it took me a while to find it, even though it was like right in front of me, which might be a message as well. And she has it on the energetic defense systems. And what she's saying is that our energetic defense systems are designed to repel, to defend aggressively or passively against an incoming force. They're designed to show power and thus scare off an aggressor, or they're designed to get us attention indirectly without admitting what it is that we want. Okay? So when I looked at the different types of... Sorry, guys. When I looked at the different types of auras that she had here outlined, the one that looked the most like that half, I noticed that that half that has this defense system here is the divine feminine side. So maybe there's a message for you, divine feminine. And it's under here, under the hysteria. And I hate the fact that it's the word hysteria being kind of, in this particular reading, linked to feminine energy, because it's always been a word that's been linked to feminine energy, to devalue feelings and emotions. But it's not about that kind of hysteria that Sigmund Freud spoke about. It's something else. So we have hysteria. So let's see, what is this hysteria personality about? The person who uses hysterical defense will gladly respond to the arrows by exploding. So anytime this person feels triggered, you're going to get an explosion. Okay? The hysterical type would explode in a way that will impinge upon everybody's field with lightning bolts and explosions of color in such fury as to threaten and intimidate with a sheer force of power and chaos. His purpose is to clear the room of everyone. And quite frankly, that reminds me of Taurus energy. So I feel like this person, I'm not saying they're a Taurus, okay, but they're reminding me of Taurus energy, and maybe even Scorpio energy as well, where they're really kind of benign, but the moment that you trigger them, you better run for your life kind of way. So this is what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing someone, maybe normally they're like this, they're the sun, but when you trigger this person, or when this person feels like they're under attack, you can expect the kind of bull in a china shop kind of thing. Okay, they may take and take and take, and then you got the explosion that you wanted, right? Or it could be even Aries energy. It's just going to happen a little quicker. They're all nice and good, but don't step on their toes, or we're going to have a problem real quick too. Okay? Taurus might take some time, but Aries, you're going to get it really swiftly. All right, so we have this here that's going on. Let's see what is the next image. Just saying that it is pink. And it's just like a lot of bars. Like what you'll see in a jail bar. It's almost crystalline in nature. So we have crystalline bars. Like if you're in like a crystalline jail. So let's put crystalline jail. Right? Crystalline jail. And then they're showing me inside this jail cell, everything is rose quartz. So we have rose quartz bed. So this is like a healing room. And let's put healing room. But it's somewhere that you're forced to go. It's not somewhere that you retreat to. It's somewhere that you're forced to go. Healing jail. I've used this word before, healing jail. And healing jail for me is hospital. The hospital. So when you don't respond to the different cues from the universe to slow down and that kind of thing, they send you in healing jail, and it's usually a hospital or some sort of institution like that. So we have healing jail. What's the next one? They're saying this one is going to be purple. It's a snake. But this snake, oh good Lord, this snake has 2 heads. Good Lord. The snake has 2 heads. So we have a 2-headed snake coming through. What's the reference with 2-headed snakes? One second. Okay, so I found 2 references for the 2-headed snake. So one is from Mexican mythology, and they were considered bearers of bad omens and were associated with elite figures. And they believe that anyone finding one in their path should place it on their arm. And if the serpent could not be moved, it meant that death was approaching them. But we already got that death energy with that first card, with that homecoming card. So we have death, transformation, bad omen, royalty. And then I also found a reference from Greek mythology, and that is of course the snake that fell after one of the serpents were cut off from Medusa's head, and then this turned into a 2-headed snake that fed on corpses. Okay, so we have transmutation, not just transformation, but transmutation. Okay, the other one is going to be orange, and it is nothing that I know yet. What is that? And know what I am being reminded of? Like that? I'm reminded of the monolithic Venus. I mean, and she's an empress. So the monolithic Venus. No, she's paleo. Whatever, I must have said that. She's paleo, right? God. Sorry, guys. But I don't like to put wrong information out there. Because I can never pronounce her name properly, you see. Monolithic Venus. She's paleo, I think. Yeah, she's paleo. I thought so. Upper Paleolithic. Yeah. Yeah, she is. She is. And it's just like her, doesn't it? Yeah, she's Paleolithic Venus. Why did I say Monolithic Venus? I'm gonna leave it though. Let's put Paleolithic Venus. I mean, she's an empress, isn't she? And let's put Aphrodite here as well. All right. What's the next one? What the hell is this? I think their eyes, guys. Their eyes. Some of them are red and some of them are green. Like people watching. Some are envious and some are supportive. More envious ones. No, more supportive ones than the envious ones. Okay, so we have eyes watching, and we have supportive eyes. And we have envious eyes. Okay, and then the last one, we started with pink, we're ending with pink. And what is it? What is that? It looks like the second, part of the, oh Lord, I never say correctly, you know. I never ever do, and that's why I hate saying it. Because I always think, you know, I always think hickey by Seiki. And that's for emotional healing, isn't it? So let's put emotional healing. It's not perfect. Emotional healing. Okay. All right. So guys, this is what we have so far. So first image, we have that pink heart, and then we have the figure 8 in vines and bigger ass thorns. We have the Ace of Swords here, but also looks like a sailboat with a bit of shadow on the water here. Anything else? Or we also say could be a sharp knife as well. We have someone who they're always on the defense. So it takes very little to trigger this person, or sometimes it may take a lot, but when they explode, they explode. We have somebody being sent to healing jail, okay, not listening to the prompts from the universe, okay, and being sent to healing jail. So whether that they're going to get sent on some kind of suspension at their job, or even they're going to find themselves in hospital because spirits tell them to slow down and they're not bloody listening. Then we have the double-headed serpent here. Okay, so 2 people transforming, but we also have a caution, a warning. We have Paleolithic Venus, but I did say monolithic. I don't know why, so we're going to deconstruct and see why I said that. And then we have the eyes watching. Everybody's watching. And then we have emotional healing last. So let us interpret this, okay? So first let us get a message about yourself, and then we're going to get a message about your person, and maybe there's also a message about your connection as well. Okay, let's see if we get that. So you first, right? So we have here the heart that is surrounded by the thorns, and it's a big heart too. Okay, so I feel like you're one of those persons. You have a big heart, right? Your heart is very expansive. You have a lot of empathy for people, but it looks like maybe in the past you didn't have much empathy for yourself. So basically you were there giving yourself away. And you know, once you're giving yourself away and there's imbalance, there's always going to be some kind of consequence. So for some of you guys, this is manifesting inside your body. okay, in your actual organs. So for some of you, you might be called to address a heart issue, okay. And sometimes the heart can be really linked up with your kidneys. So also do some investigation around your kidneys as well, because it looks like whatever you were doing previously is affecting or affected either your kidneys or your heart here. I think as well, because you know that you're softy, right? You know that you're softy. You've always guarded your heart closely. And because you've guarded your heart closely, you've actually sabotaged or prevented yourself from experiencing that which you wanted most, which was to be loved completely, understood completely, and to be seen completely and still be loved, okay? So because you didn't let anyone in, or because you learned a lesson about letting people in that maybe didn't deserve it, you've kept your heart closed. But Spirit is asking you to see everything that happened to you from a different perspective, right? A slightly higher perspective, and acknowledge the truth of the situation, that the reason why you may have been overgiving, again, just as I said before, is because you didn't recognize your self-worth and your self-value, okay? And even though you saw the red flags, I mean, they were waving there like a fucking matador, right? Waving the red flags. Even though you saw the red flags, you still ran in, because what you really wanted was this validation. You can fool yourself and say you want to help this person and all that kind of shit, but you wanted validation. You wanted validation, you wanted love, you wanted to be seen. Okay, so Spirit is asking you to see the truth of that situation. So you weren't ever fooled by what people might have been trying to do, but for some of you, you may have allowed yourself to be manipulated because you still thought that you would get your needs met. So Spirit is asking you to take this sword of truth here, this sharp knife, okay, and cut away some of these thorns that you still have around your heart, that's still protecting your heart, and let love in. Spirit is also saying here, because I see the sailing boat, and it always reminds me, like, you know, the Six of Swords is always somebody sailing away from their hurt and pain, right? Or sailing away from difficult situations. Spirit is asking you now to sail away from those old narratives that you've had running in the background about people always wanting to hurt you, and people always disappointing you, and people wanting to use you, that kind of thing. To move away from these narratives and recognize that you have discernment, and you've always known who wanted to do good by you and who wanted to hurt, harm, and injure you. Okay, you've always known. You've always had that knowledge. You've never really been fooled by anyone. You allowed yourself not to see certain things, but you've never been fooled by anyone. Okay? So Spirit is saying you've always had discernment. Now all you need is the willpower behind that discernment to treat yourself well. Okay? Now, part of your defense mechanism, it looks like, is that when you feel that somebody's pushing against your boundaries, or when you perceive that someone might be, because of these experiences, right? When you perceive that someone is trying to disrespect you, or someone might be trying to get one over you or something like that, you tend to get very triggered, and you might get very closed off, and you might even be aggressive, okay? But Spirit is saying that this is coming from a place, again, of, yes, being hurt, but also not thinking that someone could truly love you as you are. So this is also something that you need to transmute, come to terms with, okay? That part of yourself that still gets triggered when you think that someone, or you may perceive that someone is out to hurt you. And maybe there are people who are out to hurt you, but it's not everybody, right? So you don't have to be defensive. all the time. You have beautiful boundaries, so you don't have to be defensive. All right, there's a big difference between defensive and defending yourself. Okay, and you know the difference now. Spirit is saying, if it is that you don't deal with this still unhealed part of yourself that still gets very, 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 very triggered and very hyper defensive, what they're going to do is send you in healing jail, where you can rest and reflect at your leisure, right? Where you can rest and reflect at your leisure, right? So for some of you guys, they might send you on vacation. Others, they might send you to hospital. Others, they might send you for some kind of a family reunion or something like that, where your ass going to be triggered to deal with this. But whatever it is, Spirit saying you can either do this on your own terms, because there's still something here that you have in the shadows, that you have in the dark, that you're not looking at. And Spirit say, if you don't look at this thing that still makes you feel very vulnerable and makes you like go off sometimes and still triggers you, you're gonna end up in healing jail, because this is the final frontier. This is the last thing that you need to do to really heal this wound here and enter, that realm of being able to defend yourself but not being defensive. Now, it looks like this is something that both you and your person are going through together. Maybe on different levels, maybe on the same level, because remember, your DM is on an accelerated program. They've told us that several times, right? They're on an accelerated program. So it looks like both of you guys might be dealing with this. And there might be people out there who may be trying to sabotage this. I'm going to pull some cards in the extend and see why this bad omen came up. But this is the energy really of transmutation. I remember they're also saying it's a sign of the elite or royalty. So they're letting you know that you're entering into the upper echelons of spiritual evolution, both you and your person, with this two-headed snake imagery. But they're also saying that you have to be careful, and we're going to find out why. I'm going to pull some cards and find out why in this. Then I'll clarify all of them. But this is both you and your person doing this. Now we have this Paleolithic Venus here. Okay, so I feel like it's a reminder by the universe that no matter what time or space, and maybe that's what this both references to monolithic and Paleolithic Venus, right? No matter what time or space you occupy, no matter what century, all right, or what archaeological period you may have incarnated in, your essence remains the same. And it is the essence of the Empress, which is the creator, the ability to create. So I think they're reminding you here as well. If your reality that you're creating is one where you're constantly triggered and you're on guard, waiting for the enemy to attack, this is what you're also going to create. Okay? And it's interesting because before I started this reading, I don't know, I got a word about not allowing reality to sabotage your dreams, right? And a reminder that reality is really constantly being created. It's created, right? It's being created. It's created. And just as you've created this particular reality, you can create something else. And you should never allow this present reality, right, what is happening right now, to sabotage what may come. Because it is only through working towards our dreams, because it's working towards our dreams that sets this co-creation in process. And then they reminded me about my father. Everything that my father accomplished in this life is something that he had dreamt about first. The house we would eventually live, he dreamt about it like 20 years before it happened. In fact, he was living in London at the time, and he's one of those West Indians who went up with the Windrush. So we're talking in the 1960s, right? And he dreamt that he was walking down Charing Cross, and he passed an antique shop, and there was this little beautiful painting in the window that he bought, and he dreamt that it was worth thousands of pounds. So he got up the next day, and he's a guy, he follows his dreams. He went to Charing Cross, and he walked all over until he found this little antique shop. And there, right in the window of the little antique shop, was this painting that he had dreamt about. And the painting was about an old sugar mill. I don't know if you've seen the West Indian sugar mills. You can always Google after, right? An old sugar mill. And just in front of the mouth of the sugar mill, what made it unique was that they had a kind of archway that was made out of mesh. And on the mesh were all these beautiful flowers, right? That painting, since my father bought it, he was a little bit of a hoarder. Since my father bought it, it never saw sunlight until he died. He kept it locked up in the safe, right? Did not display it. And I'm like, Daddy, you need to get this framed properly, because after a while the framing was kind of coming apart. Give it to me, I'll take it to Trinidad, and I'll have it nicely framed, blah blah blah. He refused to let go of it. And so the only time it saw the light of day was when he died, and I had to bring it to be reframed. And he was right, because when they finally did appraise it, it was worth £80,000. The other thing that he dreamt, he met my mother. He dreamt about my mother before he met my mother. In fact, the first sentence that he told my mother was that he had a dream from God, and God told him blah blah blah. She thought he was absolutely nuts, but 40-something years later, he wasn't so nuts after all. So all our projects that we've ever developed or acquired, everything, my father dreamt it first. So there was that message before I started this, not to let reality sabotage your dreams, because remember, the future is always being created. So you have to be very careful about what you're creating, because it looks like you are in some kind of creative vortex at this time. So they want you to remind you of that, and don't let reality and negativity and negative people creep in to sabotage this and sabotage this transformation that is happening within you. And they're reminding you that people are watching, people are looking on, and some people are inspired by the transformation that you are going through, and some people are envious by the transformation that you are going through. Okay, so Spirit is saying you really need to protect your energy, because yes, there's supporting energy that's coming at you, but there's also energy that is trying to evil eyes, psychic projections that might also be there as well. And they're reminding you that this is a time of immense emotional healing for you. So just go with the flow of it and listen to the different prompts that you're going to get to, whether to join different support groups, or whether you've been getting a message in your heart that you need to go to talk therapy, whatever it is, or some kind of meditation class, whatever it is that's been coming into your heart and into your spirit is asking you to listen. Okay, now let's do the message about your person, although this is kind of run on, but that's all right. The message about your person now. So they're two just like you, right? And it's not surprise, especially, there's no surprise here, because for a lot of you watching, you guys are twin flames, because this is how, although it's running vertically today, I usually see this energy running horizontally within the twin flame ring or twin flame connection. And Spirit is saying whatever is flowing through you, whether it's healing energies or triggers, is also flowing through your purpose. And your purpose, why the hell did I say that? Okay, it's also running through your partner. That's what I meant to say, your partner. So they may as well have either heart or kidney related issues. That's how it's manifesting itself. But also in their situations, they are also the go-over giver, whether it's overgiver for a karmic that might be in their life, whether it's an overgiver at work, like they're the kind of person that would burn that midnight oil, okay, and put their health at risk doing it. They're the person that everybody might dump their work on, that kind of thing. Whether it's family members, they're the person that everybody calls to do everything, right? So they are also going through this healing. They're also seeing the truth of all these different things, okay? And this is helping them really progress on their healing journey. And remember, they are on an accelerated program. And just like you, there's still parts of them that get easily triggered by certain things. And that is because there's something that they still need to look at. I'll pull a card. I'll pull a card in the extended and see exactly what it is, right? And they too, they're being sequestered to allow for this transformative process. Now, their eye is on the Empress. I feel like their eyes on the Empress. And this person loves and supports you. But you know what? Your person is also envious of you. They're also envious of you and your success. Wherever that success may be, there's something about you and the things that you've accomplished that they envy. So it's not like they would ever try to sabotage you, but certainly, yes, they are inspired by you, but also dually, they are envious and jealous. They're envious of you and your success, and they might also be jealous of you, and maybe if you've decided to date somebody else or you're with somebody else, they're jealous of that relationship. But emotional healing is also coming to this person, okay? And I think for a lot of you, you've been sending a lot of light and a lot of energy, and they're certainly feeling it, and it's helping them on their healing journey. Okay, I'm going to continue your person's interpretation in the extended, and I'm going to get a message from Janice to see if she has any message that kind of wraps all these different things up. Okay, but my loves, this is your reading today. I hope it was helpful. I hope that it resonated. Take care. It's went a little longer than we usually do, but take care, and thank you for all your support.